And welcome to the fourth game of the World Championship match between Sergei Karjakin and Magnus Carlsen, being played in New York City. This specific game played on the 16th of November 2016. We begin with e4 for white, followed by e5, Nf3 Nc6, bishop e5, a6, bishop a4, knight f6, castles, bishop e7. As you can see here, we've got the Spanish opening, the roller pairs with a couple of anti-martial systems on the go. Continuing, rook e1, b5, bishop e3, castle short h3, bishop b7, d3, d6, a3, queen d7, knight b to d2, rook f8, c3, bishop f8, knight f1, h6, knight on 3 down to h2, d5, queen f3. And over here you can see that white now threatens to take on h6, and actually has a fairly simple plan. He wants to play knight g3, knight g4 and so on, but black must react very precisely, and Carlsen is obviously up to this task. Continuing, knight f5, bishop a2, d takes an e4 was played after 10 minutes of thinking time. D takes an e4, knight c4, bishop takes an h6, which is now a curious moment, because after a really long think, the Carlsen makes the most principled move, and so ends up in a very unpleasant position. By taking on h6 is not a mistake yet, but white must have missed something, as his next move is clearly not the best way to continue. Queen c6 and bishop takes on c4. This move was played after an additional 16 minutes of thinking. Maybe Karjakin already disliked the position so much that he decided to go for a clearly worse in-game, hoping to hold it. And amazingly, it worked out in the end. B takes on c4, bishop e3, knight e4, knight g3, knight d6, rook a1, rook b8, bishop c1, f6, queen takes on c6, bishop takes on c6, knight g4, rook b5, f3, and thanks to his bishop pair and the pressure on b2, black has an absolute clear advantage here. Basically, two threats to retreat in this position. For instance, there's the move like king f7, improving the setup of his pieces step by step, or to take immediate catch action, which is what Carlsen did in the game. He played f5, and black uses the fact that the knight cannot go to e3, but slow play might have been the more unpleasant for Karjakin, who was already feeling some of the time pressure. Knight f2, bishop e7, f4. As usual, a difficult situation for Karjakin, and he starts to defend extremely well. And interesting enough that he's now needing to be defending extremely well while playing with the white pieces. And white needs to simplify the position, otherwise he'll soon run out of air to breathe. Bishop h4, f takes an e5, bishop takes an g3, e takes d6, rook takes an e1 with check, rook takes an e1, c6, rook d1, king f7, knight d4, rook f5, rook e5, king f1, rook d5, rook takes an d5, bishop takes an d5, bishop g5, king g6, h4, which is a very committal decision that was played in immense time trouble. And the h4 pawn will very soon fall, and in return white gets the possibility to activate the knight via the h3 square. Continuing with king h5, knight h3, bishop f7, bishop e7, bishop takes an h4, bishop takes on d6, bishop d8, and the time trouble is over, because they've now reached the 40 move time control, and we can reach a couple of conclusions. White has succeeded to avoid the worst of the simplified position, and However, even if black fails to increase his advantage, he still has reasonable winning chances, as the bishop paired together with the chance of creating a passed pawn on the king side are strong arguments in black's favour. Continuing, king e2, g5, knight f2, king g6, g4. Another committal decision by Karjakin, which in the end worked out fairly well. Continuing, bishop d6, bishop b6, bishop e5, a5, knight d1 and f4, which is a decisive mistake coming from the world champion, and considerably limits black's attacking ideas. Although Carlsen gets a nicely passed pawn, he closes the king side, and it will in turn be white that can defend his queen side weakness very successfully. For instance, if black had played something along the lines of bishop e6 here, he would clearly have been winning. But the world champion tries hard to win for another 50 moves, but his efforts are in vain, and Karjakin achieves yet another psychologically very important draw, very much in the line of how Petrosian used to play in years gone past. And bearing in mind that by playing solid defensive chess like that was exactly how Petrosian succeeded in gaining the world championship title. Continuing, bishop d4, bishop c7, knight f2, bishop e6, king f3, bishop d5 with check, king e2, bishop g2, king d2, king f7, king c2, bishop d5, king d2, bishop d8, king c2, king e6, king d2, king d7, king c2, king c6, king d2, king b5, king c1, king a4, king c2, bishop f7, king c1, bishop g6, king d2, king b3, king c1, bishop d3, knight h3, king h2, bishop c5, bishop e2, knight f2, bishop f3, king c2, bishop c6, bishop d4, bishop d7, bishop c5, bishop c7, bishop d4, bishop e6, bishop c5, f3, bishop e3, bishop d7, king c1, bishop c8, king c2, bishop d7, king c1, bishop f4, bishop takes an f4, g takes an f4, king c2, bishop e6, king c1, bishop c6, king c2, bishop e6, king c1 again, king b3, king b1, king a4, king c2, king b5, king d2, king c6, king e1, king d5, king f1, king e5, king g1, king f6, 94th check, king goes to g6, the king comes up to f2, bishop takes a g4, knight d2. As you can see, this is all playing very much into white's favour as far as being able to hold out the position. Black sitting with those two passes on f3 and f4, but with the king placed on f2, there's absolutely, as well as the knight defending from d2, there's absolutely nothing that Carlsen will be able to do to be able to force any of those pawns through to the first rank. Continuation, bishop e6, king f3, king f5, a4, bishop d5 check, king f2, king g4, knight e1, knight f1, king g5, knight d2, king f1, king e2, king g4, king f2, and in this position Carlsen extended his hand across the board, offering the draw, and Karjakin accepted. That brings the match up to, at the end of game 4, up to the score of 2 games all, and we'll have to wait and see what Carlsen can do after the rest day, coming out once again with the white pieces. That brings me to the end of my report on how game 4 went in the World Championship match between Carlsen and Karjakin in New York 2016. Be sure to like and share this video, post any comments, questions, criticisms you may have in the comment section down below. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, and last but by no means least, remember, stay cloud up for the win. I'll see you next time. Cheers.